starting with Japan is every week. Or Uesugi. Getting sieged down by Ainu for some reason. Curious to see what's happening there. He only has... He's expanded a lot. He's almost got the entirety of Japan in 1488. I think that's good. I think he's about to clean up the rest of it.
I think so too.
It's just the AI outnumbers him a little bit, and he's not got infinite money to win from the AI anymore, so he might have to do a bankruptcy.
Not really. It will fix itself. It's because he hasn't the full card, and he hasn't got the gold mine events either. So he's at 75% average autonomy.
Gold mine events?
Yeah, you can get some gold mines in Japan later on.
How does he trigger that?
But as soon, I don't know. I haven't played that much. But as soon as he gets full cost stuff, his income and manpower, fast limit, everything goes up.
Okay. Yeah, I think the gold mine events happen after 1500, so they should happen soon enough.
Yeah, maybe next session. And it's gonna help his econ.
He's fighting the war without any generals. Just curious. I'd definitely. Oh, look at that roll.
Oh.
Yikes.
I would definitely hire generals. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, look at the army tradition though.
Yeah,
look at the army tradition.
I don't know why you would be fighting without generals when you have this high army tradition. It's just gonna win you so many battles. That is insane. Generals though. Yeah, get generals, it's gonna help you with the war a lot. And oof, that's all 50% off. That's very lucky. Economically doing alright, I guess, but it'll spike when he gets the gold mine. He went for offensive. That's again, it buffs your generals, so you want to run generals. I don't know why you're not. Economic is also good because he's isolated and he can just dev the shit out of the islands. Any advice for him?
Not really.
Yeah,
seems like you're doing pretty good.
I think he's doing really good so far. He's united Japan quite quickly, and he should be in a very good position, seeing as the rest of Asia is still consolidating. One thing though, he has 7 ships, which and they're mostly transports, so he might want to build up his navy before Malacca figures that out and like ins him. Because he can right now, I think, and that would not be a good thing. Do you recommend he forms Japan or stays independent daimyo for the start? Oh, he's Grand Daimyo, what is that? I thought they get independent daimyo.
He is independent daimyo. Are you sure you're looking at the right one?
Oh, okay.
But that's just the common form.
Yeah. I think that's just because he's kingdom.
The reform. I thought that's what it's called. Well, the thing is, when he forms Japan, he loses this reform, but he also gets a bunch of governing cap. Do you recommend he forms Japan immediately to get the governing cap, or what should he do here? Because his governing cap is really low without it. He does get 100 in the next deck, but that won't really help him much because he's going to be at 350 then.
And for him, I think gov capacity doesn't matter that much, because the only thing that hurts him is the advisor cost, but that's fine at the moment.
So
I would keep it, at least for now, because the only danger for him is if he gets attacked right now by Manchu before he consolidates and builds up a bit.
Yeah, fair point.
So just keep it for now, and when you're safe at some point, then maybe he can also ally Manchu, I don't know.
Well, he is allied to Manchu, but I don't know anything about the politics in Asia, unless someone from Asia is here to talk about it, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, my only advice would be to build galleys up to force limit, because naval force limit, because that's a lot. Like, you feel a lot safer if you have that. But maybe he lost his navy in this AI war. Who knows?
Yeah. These are inland seas as well, so I would just. Oh, there's an open sea here. I didn't know that. I thought they're all inland. So. Oof. Is it better to build heavies or galleys then? Because he has 1 open sea tile, 2 open sea tiles actually.
I think galleys are good enough early on, because you can protect the crossings with it, and all you have to do is not get landed on with like 60k or something. So I think galleys are good enough early on.
Yeah.
Long term, maybe heavies, yeah, but
Smart. So yeah, for now, probably better to stay off independent daimyo. Good idea choices, and just consolidate and then switch to Japan when you're ready. But you're gonna lose your army quality when you do, so you should be ready for a war basically if that happens, because someone might jump you, and more importantly, you should just have a navy so no one can land on you. But yeah, let's look at Manchu. At war with Korea, because he got... Oh, I didn't check Uesugi's victory card. He has it on his island. That's just... that's just brilliant. Well, good luck catching up on score. Manchu has victory card in Korea, so that's why he's killing the AI. I don't know what their land division here is. Again, no one from Asia here to talk about it. He's allied to QQ, to Uesugi, and to Khmer. And yeah, that's pretty much it diplomatically. Not much to talk about. Doing with income how you'd expect from a horde. He's at 474 dev, which is decent. He got pretty much most of Beijing. I think he got the trade provinces, or the trade bonus provinces. So doing good there. And this is his vassal as well. So yeah, he's got all of Beijing pretty much. And doesn't Girin steer into Beijing? Yeah, don't you think it's better for him to steer trade from Girin into Beijing and make Beijing his main node? Wouldn't that be smarter?
yeah, I mean that would make him more money for sure.
Yeah, because he already has all of Beijing. Like, he 62%. Mink has some, but I think if he makes it his main node, he's gonna have the overwhelming majority, because he has the... Yeah, I don't know how Mink has any. Does he have ships there? Yeah, he has some ships, but... Yeah, I think when you switch node to Beijing, you should be able to...
Yeah, make some more money.
Get a lot more money, I think.
I mean, he has to be careful of Japan though. Like I did in the Thursday game, just pirating Beijing.
Yeah, that is a problem, because Girin is an inland node, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
Beijing doesn't have that many trade ports.
but
You
again,
have
like,
what I'm expecting.
this Japan doesn't have any navy, and if Manchu ends up vassalizing Korea, Manchu's gonna have naval supremacy as well, which I think he can do. Yeah, he can. Oh no, he can't vassalize them yet, but he might be able to in a couple of wars in Korea. I think he has pretty good naval ideas. I'm not sure. Apparently not. Never mind. But yeah, at least at the moment he's safe to switch to Beijing and earn a lot more money. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. He went quality. Is that a good choice for him? I would think quantity, right?
I agree with quality, maybe offensive instead, but quality is fine, because you can't afford your force limit anyways, Manchu, so why would you go even higher force limit?
Well, because he can form king in like 5 minutes at the next session. I think he only needs
Yeah, you also need to be empire though, for that.
No. Wait,
Government ranks
No,
at least
he does.
empire,
He does.
so
did you
unless
change
you take the mandate, no, that's... I think that's
No,
normal, right?
it's fallback. It's because normally you have to have the mandate, but I changed it so you don't have to have the mandate. Instead, you just need to be emperor. Because if you check the mandate, you kind of kill yourself long term.
So he's stuck as Ford until he has 1,000 dev.
Yes, unless he.
I mean, he
does
can't
some
just kill Ming
shenanigans.
though, so...
Oof, that's a problem. Don't you think?
I mean,
You think?
you can
I
do
don't
it pretty
think so.
quickly. He's a horde. You can just go crazy. Oh, Red is dead. So.
Yeah, I guess. Does his vessel dev count towards that? It doesn't, right?
No.
No, but he can integrate it.
I mean, he gets a lot of free mana from racing. He can use.
But I
that
mean,
to
look
score.
at his force estimate at the moment, right? I mean, it should be pretty decent.
Yeah, it's
36.
36. It's alright. No, I only recommended quantity because I thought he could switch to king and earn a lot more money. But if he can't, that's You know, quality is probably the better choice, especially if he's staying forward. He gets cavalry combat ability, so maybe even plutocratic would have been better, but not plutocratic, chivalric.
I think quality is the best, because that also give him a chance to invade Japan.
Yeah, good points. And with Japan, pretty much, if he stays forward, he's gonna have the army supremacy, I think, because most of Japan is flatlands. And yeah, as long as he gets to land, he should be able. Okay, never mind. There's a lot of woods here that I didn't know about. Anyway, he should be able to win against Japan if he manages to land. But again, they're allied, so I don't know what the plan there is. His rival to AI, and Japan is also rival to AI. So no player hostilities in Asia so far. Any advice for him?
I mean, just kill Ming, Korea, fill out ideas. I mean,
yeah, I think he's doing good enough. I don't think he needs any more advice.
yeah.
Yeah, Ming's already dead. Let's Malacca. No, Malacca's all the way down there. Let's look at Khmer. Am I missing someone? No, I think Khmer's next, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one of these was running no advisors and no ideas, no privileges last time, but I'm just checking all of them. He's missing the army one, or the nobility one, +1 mil. He doesn't have the admin one either, he only has Diplo. So I would fix that when you get a chance and get the mana, because you want to start getting that mana as early as possible. You don't want to wait on it. His economy is strong enough to sustain getting mana over money, right? He's getting 25 income right now, and yeah, he's consolidating Siam pretty well, so I think he's going to be earning even more next session pretty quickly. Collecting in Canton as well. Okay, that doesn't... I thought it steers into Siam. He went plutocratic. Does that make you happy, Leo?
Yes, I tricked somebody else into plutocratic.
Is there anything decent about these ideas?
I think plutocratic isn't bad. Like, I think it's people
not bad,
meme
but
it,
is
but
it really better than the other choices for the first idea?
depends on the situation. Like, I mean, you get an additional merchant, you get some goods produced, you get half the force limit that you would get from quantity, you get some merc discipline, which in Asia can be nice because you have a lot of attrition. You get minus unrest. Like, it's overall, like, each of the ideas is decent. Like, obviously there are other idea groups who are better. Maybe you could argue. But if you look at each idea of plutocratic standalone, like, each idea you take is actually kind of useful. So I don't think it's a bad idea group.
I actually think it's a pretty good one.
And especially since we nerfed quantity, I mean, I think quantity is heavily overrated.
Why do you think it's a good one?
I mean, he gets another merchant, and there's a lot of places he can steer from. Minus the west.
Now this Siam.
Yeah, but he can steer from Canton, or he can.
No, Canton doesn't go into Siam, it goes into Malacca.
No, but he can expand that way and collect from it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, but that is yeah, the Asian trade just does not work unless you're in Malacca. I don't know if I would have gone for that. His diplomatic situation allied to Uesugi, Manchu, and Ava. I'm guessing that he's a little hostile to Malacca, seeing as he's the only one left out. Did he get the victory card?
He should probably get some agreement with Japan about splitting into China.
Yeah, definitely. Or with Manchu.
Yeah, but he needs boats. And
isn't Yue his vessel already?
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, once Japan is formed, his ships are gonna be better than Malacca's.
Yeah. And like the goods produced is not that bad. Like I actually think that plutocratic for Khmer is not that bad because he also needs to make money, right? And with the merchant, the goods produced, he's gonna make some more money, and then he can build more buildings. Because if you like, most of the Asian nations are usually they start out pretty poor, except like for Malacca because of trade.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he built this fort himself, but I don't know if I'd keep it. If you can afford it, probably move the fort to a better place, because farmland forts are not the best. If you can take the jungle province like right next door, that would be preferable.
Yeah, I would reduce forts overall, because like he has 2 in the north and then 2.
Yeah, this farmland fort is also useless. I would delete that because you have a jungle fort right below.
He also has a savannah fort in the east.
Yeah,
The east coast savannah fort.
This one's just useless. I would just delete that because it's.
Yeah, he has 5 forts. I would go down to 3 forts and place them in the best way, and then he saves 2 ducats a month, which is gonna add up.
Yeah.
And then just go eco ideas next, so you can stack the building cost on top of the goods produced from plutocratic, and then you can just build everywhere, and then it should be a decent nation, I think. Looks pretty good.
Khmer is always a decent nation.
Yeah, but the start isn't that easy. Like I would say it was a decent start so far.
How are his buildings looking?
I mean, also now that the Indians are dead, he ever can expand into Bengal and he can expand up in China.
Well, we have a neighbor, so that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, they don't have to clash at the moment. Like they still can freely expand.
Yeah, I would recommend trying to bring your manpower up a little bit by building some of these manpower buildings if you can afford it.
I'm not sure. I would build the production buildings first, because like manpower you can reduce with mercs early on, but
thing is,
getting the income high is really important.
He spent most of his mana just having this one province to 40, so the rest of his good production provinces are pretty low dev. Where are they? What am I looking at? Gems 11. Oh, does he have any goods? Copper, that's not his. Chinaware. Okay, some of them are actually developed. So yeah, build production buildings in these good provinces as well. And I don't think you should be giving them a monopoly on textiles. That's not a very good one to give. Especially since you don't need the loyalty from it. I would remove that and get income instead, and build production buildings on cloud provinces as well. And again, get mana bonuses when you can. I think that's about it for Khmer, unless anyone has anything to add. And anyone who's here can just chip in and add whatever they want. Don't ask to get invited. Don't wait to get invited. Alright, no more advice for Khmer. Let's move to Malacca. Making a fair bit of money. Develop the gold province. Where's his capital? Okay, still on the peninsula, and he developed it a little bit.
I mean, I would move that capital and then build a fort in Johor.
Yeah, I don't... Johor, where is that? Oh, this.
Yeah, because he has to seize that down that fort, and when it's seized down, he can just blockade it, the straits.
Fair point. I definitely recommend moving the capital from the peninsula, because your navy is going to be much stronger, way stronger than your army is. I mean, your army is stronger than your opponents now as well, but your navy, they just can't compete with it. So I would move your capital to the island in case they decide to try you and they just can't win. He is doing his estates properly. He doesn't have the +1 mill, and he doesn't have the +1 diplo, so not quite properly actually. I would fix that again as soon as possible.
Yeah.
He went quality, which I think is really good for Malacca, because it gives him the bonuses to navy as well as army.
Yeah. And he already... Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, he also expanded already into all the islands, and he already has vassalized Kutai also, so...
Yeah, he killed Brunei, so he's doing really well. What would the second idea group for him be, the best one?
I would either go exploration or alternatively trade, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's kind of hard to say which one is better. I kind of would go exploration probably because I'm greedy, but
I think trade would be better to consolidate.
But you get the merchants though. You can, if you give the trade capitals to how do you say, in the Moluccas and in the Philippines, if you give the trade centers to to a trade company, then you will still get the additional merchants. And I think that he already has 5, right? Because probably
Yeah, he does.
5 merchants, so he doesn't really need more merchants. And with exploration, he can colonize all of the provinces, and he gets a lot of death for free, basically. And he can afford also to have more colonists than and more colonies than he has colonists, so he can colonize 4 or 5 provinces at a time.
Yeah, very good points.
And
And also, if you
that's a lot of death for free, and that also stops others like Uesugi from colonizing them, which can also be kind of
you
nice.
should also pay attention to colonial nations because again they're played, and if you just colonize the islands here, you're gonna make it a lot harder for Uesugi to get to like profitable colonial nations like Mexico or Peru. So yeah, exploration definitely a better idea than trade when you put it that way, Leo. And yeah, like I said, best navy in the region by far. He could just destroy the other 3 nations, no competition there. And the only thing I'm worried about is that he snaked a little bit here. He got the gold mine, which is a really good play, but how much war score is all of this?
Ah, he actually went in there. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. I don't think that's worth it. Actually, I think if he would have just gotten all of Indonesia with a colonist,
I think you might want
that would have been way easier.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm concerned about the war score here, because the war score here plus the war score and his little peninsula here might add up to enough to get stab hit, and that would be an issue. If there is a possibility to get you could vassalize them and feed them this. That might be a good idea. And yeah, I don't know. I just like you want to be careful about getting too much land, because while you have a very strong army now because of your finances, the others are eventually gonna outgrow you army-wise, and you know their national ideas are also more focused towards having a good army. So
he should accept cultures, by the way. Like that's hurting my eyes.
oh my god, yeah, 47%. What the hell? Why? Where is that thing even? Holy shit! Yeah, accept cultures. I don't think that needed to get said. And that's about it for Malacca. Doing really.
Should
good.
also he should look into propagating a religion. He could make all of Canton Sunni, just to make the lands better for himself in the future if he wants to capture it and make it worse for anyone else.
That is a very good idea. I would propagate religion in Canton immediately. All very, very good points. Alright, that's it for Malacca. Doing really good, but he could be doing so much better if he just like improved a couple things. And I think if he goes exploration, he's gonna be in a winning spot in Asia. I am concerned about this and this, because again, war score, if they get enough to stab hit you, that's a problem. Definitely don't build any forts here, because again, I think this is all farmlands that you won't be able to hold this. If King attacks you or Manchu attacks you, for example, even if you have the numbers on him, hordes they're gonna delete you until like I don't know what tech, but it's gonna be a while. Like hordes are just gonna trample you, and I would not fight to hold on to this if they start attacking you for it. Alright, let's look at Ava. Wait, I didn't see his victory cards. He got it on Khmer. That is interesting, and he's allied to Ava, so there might be something happening there soon. Although, like Leo said, the first victory cards aren't that relevant in the big picture, and sometimes it's better to have a good Diplo game. But seeing as they're already hostile to each other, I don't think that they're gonna be ignoring the victory card.
In this case, it might be worth it. I just think that like it's not worth if you have a good alliance and you work together against someone and then you get a victory card and you screw up your Diplo because of it, then it's I think a mistake. But if you're already an enemy of the person who has the victory card, I mean, why not go for it?
Ava in a pretty good spot economically, running the estates correctly except for the admin, I think. Yeah. Very cheap advisors. Jesus.
Yeah, should put focus either on admin or on mill though.
Well, what
I think
he went plutocratic as well.
Best idea group.
Yeah. What would you recommend?
I mean, it's
for the
not as
second one?
bad, really.
I mean, it's not horrible. It's just I think it
No,
would
it's
be
not
better to go like either quality or quantity, but.
But what's the advantage of quantity over plutocratic? You get some more manpower, but that's it. In plutocratic, you get more money, you get some morale. Like, I'm not sure if quantity is that much better than plutocratic.
He's already
gonna get so heavily.
Already gonna get 20% force limit from his ideas as well. So even with plutocratic, he's gonna be at 40.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty big.
I mean, the only reason quantity is
Ava has really good ideas, huh?
I mean, the only reason quantity is good is because of the policies, and since the module boost policies, it's kind of useless.
Well, I wouldn't say it's useless, but yeah, it's less good. Let's put it that
It's
way.
it's also reduced to 40% from 50.
What would you recommend
so.
the next idea group for him?
Economic ideas, I think.
Yeah.
Most likely. I mean, buildings are always helpful, right? I don't think Ava has a reason to go trade ideas.
Yeah, definitely not, because he's
And-
locked to Burma right now.
I mean, one alternative would be religious, theoretically, but
Doesn't
I
he
mean, he could use wood a bunch of areas, but the question is if it's worth it. I mean, I don't think it is.
Should he stay
Really?
this religion?
I would flip to Hindu at some point. Yeah, I would flip to Hindu.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Pro
haven't
rebels,
seen
probably.
a lot of.
Same for
But I mean,
same
5
for
discipline
men.
isn't bad. Like, if you can keep good karma, then it's worth it, I think, because you get the 5 discipline, so it's not that bad. But then Hindu always gets it, and you don't have to care about who you attack, so.
Yeah, plus you get other bonuses from Hindu as well. I don't know. I'd probably try and switch to Hindu or Sunni or even Sikh, but I mean it's not horrible. I just haven't seen it around, so that's why I was surprised.
Yeah. I think economic is the best to just def a bit. I mean, in the mod, some of the modifiers are reduced, right? So you could actually decently def even in Asia. So.
Yeah. He didn't get the victory card. I think it was under the required amount of dev. He is pretty big if you like look at his vessels, and yeah, just doing good. I think that's about it. He is. Yeah.
Hi guys, if you don't mind, just wanted to blame Leo for baiting me into taking Pluto first.
Right, what? Pluto is good though.
I knew it.
God damn it.
Okay, and second, would you recommend any sort of like tag switch for me? I was considering Nepal at some point.
I mean, Nepal is a good tag, but I think Ava is already pretty decent.
Yeah, that's why you
And
would
it's
tag
not gonna
switch.
be easy. It's not gonna be easy. I mean, obviously, if you get it, it's always gonna be nice. That's like Nepal is like Prussia. It's just super good.
I
but
mean, Nepal is better, but Ava is good, and to get Nepal, you would have to fight Vijay, and also that would be super late, so you would have to spend a lot of mana, like either culture converting or destating. So I would just stay Ava, to be honest. I don't know. It's got pretty good ideas. Like I was surprised.
But if Ava would go innovative ideas, the advisors would be so fucking cheap. Because he has minus 20% cost of advisor costs, and then innovative gives another minus 25%. No, because Octa did it in the season 26 with his Great Britain, I think, and he's running level 3, level 5 advisors for like 3 ducats a month. And like those monarch points can also add up. I'm just saying. I don't think the innovative is necessarily worth it. I'm just saying like.
I think economic might be better for now. Maybe innovative later on, but
Yeah,
so what is your Diplo like? Since you're the first player to be here for now.
I'm best friends forever with everyone around me, obviously, especially like Malacca and Khmer.
Both of them, because they seem a bit hostile towards each other. What's happening between them?
I mean, yeah, something's gonna go down there eventually at some point, I reckon. I was also like, Bengal was quite the situation before it died, but well, yeah, apparently the nation was close to bankruptcy and I could have killed it, but just didn't have the balls to actually commit. And yeah, Vijay got all the scores of that instead. And I could have probably pushed a lot into India had I been like more careful with that. But yeah, I pushed into China instead. which is also decent, I guess.
China's really good, and just consolidating into China and going into China, I think, is the better play here, because in India you have Vijay and the Timurids allied now, and that's just not good. So,
it's also
I
a
forgot
bit of a trade node.
What?
It's also a bit of a trade node since Chengdu goes into Burma, but the rest doesn't.
Yeah.
At least short term.
So yeah, I think going into China is better for now. I'm gonna need to reload the save because I clicked the Form Mughals thing, but yeah.
Yeah, Diplo-wise, my biggest concern is probably like, well, obviously long-term Vijay and Mughals are really scary, but before that, possibly like Manchu. China's obviously like really contested. There's what 4 countries going into it, and you can't sustain that. Like, if someone wants to take mandate, like players are gonna have to die.
I wouldn't advise anyone take mandate. That would probably be a horrible idea.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
Don't take mandate. You're gonna die. As Ava, I would definitely try consolidating into China, and I wouldn't be as scared of Vijay and Mughals, because Mughals probably not gonna commit if Vijay attacks you. But try and get these like mountain passes here. There's like Burma has insane, like you have jungle everywhere.
Yeah,
you have
terrain
mountains.
is
like terrain here is insane. You can protect your little base here so well if you just fortify well. You can have like 2 fort lines of mountains, jungles, and it's gonna be pretty hard to crack through that. And besides that, you're doing well on army and econ, so I wouldn't be that scared, and I also wouldn't box myself in with alliances. Hint, hint.
Well,
and yeah, that's about it for Ava, unless anyone else has something to add.
No.
Alright, Bengal died. Rest in peace, Bengal. Let's go to Vijay.
Vijay, yeah.
Unless I skipped someone.
The last Indian standing.
The last Indian alive. Well, he died and then he went back into Vijay, so...
Does he have an heir? Does he have an heir?
Yes.
Okay, but a 426. I guess that's good enough. Otherwise I would have said he should go Surya to get the Surya child of event. Like child of Surya.
51 income, definitely very chunky. 25 regiments, 66 force limit, really good. He's expanding really aggressively. I think he's made a deal with Mughals to divide India, because he's just like going everywhere. What idea groups did he go? Quantity, of course.
I don't know. I think quantity is a trap now at this point.
You can afford it.
But I think I'm the only
really
one
good.
who thinks that it's only 40% force limit. Like, you get no quality modifiers. All you get is more force limit and more manpower. But if somebody attacks you who went offensive or quality and just goes over force limit with mercs, he's gonna just slaughter your troops.
Yeah, but how long can they stay over force limit with mercs? You know, if you go double your force limit, you're gonna bankrupt pretty quick. I still think
I don't know.
he's finished a lot of missions. Damn.
I mean, his force limit right now is 66, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have quantity finished yet. So why does he need more force limit?
Fair point.
I'm not saying like it's a bad play. Like I probably would have done the same as Vijay, just because like out of reflex I'm gonna take quantity because it's so usual. But I think it's.
Yeah, I think.
I think like offensive, for example, you do more damage, you have better generals, you get some discipline, and I think it's just overall a little bit better.
Yeah, I think either offensive or quality would have been better for him, especially since he doesn't have that many modifiers from his national ideas. But I think he'll live long enough to remedy that.
And he already has 10% infantry combat ability from national ideas and from government reforms. So if you add another 10%, you're at 30. And he would also get to 115 discipline, so he would deal out heavy casualties to the opponent. But I'm just saying, like, it's an alternative. I'm not saying quantity is bad, but I just feel like everybody's at the moment is just taking quantity out of reflex, and
yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely go for econ second, though. You can just dev the shit out of this this little node you have here, and that's gonna leave you so much stronger.
He should also go for the island province on the south. How is it called? Maldives.
Yeah.
because he can actually trade company it, and it's gonna affect his home node.
Oh,
So
yeah,
all of his home provinces get the bonus from the 1,000 ducats building.
Oh my god,
Which
yeah, that
means
is great. Yeah, you trade company that, and you... What's the building
you
called?
I mean, there's the one that that gives 10% more trade value, that as a trade value modifier, which is kind of nice. Like there are several good ones. Just choose whichever is best for you, and then.
I think the trade value one is the best. He has a lot of buildings to build that's going to give him a huge power spike. Like even tax buildings that are going to help him. But yeah, I think just get building buildings and you're going to be in a very good spot.
Yeah.
Definitely econ next. You should try and consolidate a little bit before going crazy and doing something nuts. But yeah, that's about it for Vijay. He is
What's
not
his victory card?
just the random Indian AI.
No. Fine.
His vessel, actually. That's it for Vijay.
Yeah.
He's not here to give input. He is allied to Timurids after Timurids killed him and the rest of India, so I don't know how that's gonna work out, but hey, I'm not here to judge. Just let me reload real quick so we can move on to Timurids.
Are they actually allowed to be allied? Because they seem to me like they're both top 3 great powers.
Ooh, that is a rule break. Okay, well, they didn't really participate in any wars together, so there's no need to, you know, penalize them, but they're gonna have to break the alliance. Can you just write that down so I don't forget, please? Leo?
Sure.
That is a very good point. They should not be allowed to stay allied. Timurids just fucking rolling in it. 100 income already by 1488. 128 force limit. Quantity econ, as it should be, because you know he can afford it, so it's better. I'm pretty sure he's staying Timurids to retain. Wait, can't you retain the national ideas if you switch to Mughals?
You can, yeah. But maybe he's not finished with the missions yet.
Oh right, yeah.
Also,
you get very good missions as Timurids, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he has.
But you get also very good ones as Mughals, so.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I think he just wants to finish a couple of missions before switching to Mughals, which is a good play. Yeah, I'm not gonna be looking at this stats and telling him what to do. He is allied to QQ, well, not officially, but yeah, that's been their little hug box. QQ forfeited the rest of Persia to him. He has his victory card on Tabaristan, not Tabriz, and he got that from QQ for free. And that's about it for Timurids. He got Kazakh as a vessel, which should probably scare Muscovy a lot, because look at those cores, like that is a lot of cores. Also Manchu, I guess, because he's gonna have to stay Horde, so Manchu's gonna have to go west a lot to get that 1000 dev. So yeah, Timurids is by far the top dog right now.
Yeah, just balling basically.
Is the ledger? Can I look at the ledger?
I mean, the only difficult question for Timurids at this point is who he wants to kill next. Does he just want to kill India, like northern India first? Does he want to kill Russia before it forms? I mean, does he want to be friends with Vijay or be enemies? Like, I mean, whatever he wants to do, he basically can do it at the moment.
Yeah, I've been let in on that a little bit, but I'm not at liberty to leak spoilers here, so.
I mean, who's gonna stop him in India anyway?
Yeah, no one's gonna stop him in India.
Well, not for now at least, yeah.
I mean, even if Vijay consolidates and like has 100 years of free growth, he's still not gonna. I don't think he's gonna be able to take him on one on one. And
one on one certainly not. No.
And he's not gonna like. Who is he gonna ally against Timurids though? Because he killed Bengal, maybe Russia later on, but you know, we'll see. So let's look at QQ, see what he's doing. The Timurids little lapdog. Missing a Diplo advisor.
Having really bad king and heir at the moment. 0 mil, both of them.
How does that happen on 2
Yikes.
of them? Yikes, I would drop those, especially as you're trying to go through quantity ideas. He went quantity with pretty bad income. I think that was a horrible idea. You're not going to be able to support quantity unless Big Daddy Timurids is bankrolling you, which it doesn't look like right now. So
Look at the trade income, 0.68 ducats.
is it
Ouch.
transferring trade to Timurids?
Who knows?
How the fuck isn't he getting any trade income?
I mean, which node would he have? Like Persia is controlled by Timurids?
His main node is
He's-
Basra, and
yeah.
all of it is coming
Ouch.
to Persia. Oh my god. How is that?
So he's even he's transferring trade. He's not. Okay, he has a trade deal with Timurids. It seems like.
Yeah,
But,
but he's not getting any subsidies in return.
We banned trade deals.
No, we didn't. We just banned
No.
the ability to transfer trade and get.
Oh, okay, so you
increased
can get it
loans.
without-
Additional loans.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So if we catch someone doing
Oh,
that,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
problem. But you can trade deal if you want. So I guess the subsidies might have just expired or something. So his income should be way bigger because he's transferring 20 over to Persia, and
Yeah.
that's gonna.
I mean, he could also make decent trade income if he would take trade power from Syria and collect in Aleppo and make Aleppo his main node, I think.
Yeah, but I think that might piss off his overlord, so that might be a problem.
Why? I mean, he doesn't have to put a merchant into Syria. He can still leave the trade in Basra going to Persia, not have a merchant in Persia, and just like if you look at Aleppo at the moment, like all of the trade in Aleppo is basically going to Syria, right?
Yeah.
He could just take that in addition to it. I mean, it doesn't hurt Persia at all. So.
Fair enough. So I guess he can support quantity when he gets those subsidies, but even still he is only on 33 for his vessels. Like, ooh, Syria is pretty strong. He has 24 regiments from vessels, so pretty decent. He's running good estates, I think. And yeah, that's about it for Syria, or for QQ. He's trying to form Rum. What does he need to switch to? Turkish?
Yeah, Turkish, and he needs to own Constantinople. So if Hungary doesn't want him to form Rum, then he doesn't get to form Rum.
That's gonna be a problem.
Because
if he stays as QQ, does he ever get out of this tribal thing? How does that work?
yeah, I mean he can tier 5 reform. He can switch out of it.
Okay, so he's not
To
doomed,
kingdom.
But how are QQ ideas?
Meh. I mean they're not horrible, but they're not good either. I would say.
Not the best.
Some manpower, some leader pips, but yeah.
So yeah, he should try and switch to Rum, and if he doesn't, I think he can form Mamluks, but also there's a culture switch for that, and that's probably going to be more expensive, right?
Yeah.
What would be the culture? I think
And
it's
I think he's-
Berber and Turkish, they can form Mamluks.
You would also need stuff from Ethiopia, I
Yeah,
think.
Berber can.
And from Tunis as well. Like he would need a lot of stuff. No, I think actually he only needs Cairo. I think.
Yeah. But
Mamluks is
still-
really easy to form. All you need is Cairo, I think, and Mamlukan culture.
And where the fuck is Cairo? Oh, Ethiopia has it.
Okay.
That's a dick move.
No, it's a
that's a
smart
smart
move.
move. I'm just kidding, but yeah.
I mean, maybe Ethiopia wants to farm it. Just needs
Ah.
to kill Mamluks first.
I guess we'll see.
But why? But why form it? What's
yeah,
the
Ethiopia
advantage
has
of
good
forming
ideas,
it?
I think.
Oh yeah, we changed the ideas for Ethiopia.
Let's.
And even if Ethiopia had its main ideas, Mamluks' ideas are bullshit. So.
Alright, I forgot to look at the... Yeah, he got his victory card on Timurids, so that doesn't really matter. And his diplomacy, besides his Big Daddy Timurids, is that he's allied to Manchu. For
I think that's more a meme thing, though.
reason. Yeah,
Manchu was also allied to Venice for some time. I think that's just memeing.
Yeah, no, I think it's not memeing. I think it's a bit exploiting. I think Manchu called in Venice against the war with Ming, and then Venice separate pieced out for like 2,500 ducats. So I don't know if we want to say that's legal or not, but yeah.
I mean, that certainly sounds like an exploit, yeah.
Alright, let's look at Ethiopia then. His victory card is on Egypt, that's why he grabbed Cairo, and again it's preventing others from forming Mamluks, which is a good call if he's not friendly with them. He is completely isolated diplomatically by the looks of it, and unless he's here to tell us otherwise, that's what we're gonna assume.
He's also in a big war against Kilwa at the moment.
Yeah, he's playing his estate.
Which is a player war.
Right? Yeah, he's in a big player war against Kilwa, which is losing dramatically. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Kilwa got a bit, lot of rebel too, so
Sorry?
it's pretty. He did manage to take back the fort for now. He's doing it, and Kilwa got a lot of rebel popping down.
Yeah.
We'll look at that in a minute, but either way, at the moment, Kilwa's almost able to stab hit him, which is...
Yeah.
I still
great.
think that Ethiopia will win the war if he plays it
He
correctly.
went for quantity. I think that's good for him because it gives him the
Yeah.
edge on Kilwa, and he has the income to support it from gold. Playing the
Yes.
states right, like I said. Second idea group probably should go economic.
Yeah, for inflation reduction, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Ethiopia. But he's in a really good spot. Like he has almost all of Egypt, Lower Egypt to himself, and if he kills Kilwa, he has all of Eastern Africa as well. So
He also has a lot of manpower, and I think he also went over force limit, so
Yeah,
he's
he
also
did.
fighting.
he's
also
slightly over
he should
force limit, but
he
he's
should
in
go
loads of
more
money.
over force limit. I think he should build 20k more troops just because if
the
he
war?
is able, I mean, if he not necessarily to take the war, like if he wins this fort and maybe is able to push over to the next fort and take that as well. At that point, I think it's gonna be very hard for Kilwa to do anything, and then he
Yeah.
can reduce troops if necessary again. But right
'Cause-
now, if he loses 1 or 2 battles, like because Kilwa could just recruit mercs and punch him out, and if he loses the battle on the fort right now, then Kilwa can already stab at him probably, and then Kilwa can just without a danger basically push.
Yeah, but
So
look
right
at it,
now
though.
would be the
Like,
time.
He already has, I think, 3 times the troops that Kilwa has here.
Okay, I mean, I didn't see that.
30, 52, and that's 70,000. Kilwa has 44,000 here, so...
Yeah, but
almost
can
double the
Kilwa
amount.
just recruit? Yeah,
Well,
okay, he
look
also
at-
has his vessels. Yeah, he also has his
Yeah,
vessels,
he
that's
has his
true.
vessels, and it's really significant, because... Okay, this bug again, goddammit. Let's try and...
Okay, they're also loyal, okay.
Yeah, Kilwa's gonna lose Madagascar soon, so that would limit his force limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Then I mean, I think that's fine. Then just slowly push Kilwa back, and then.
So Ethiopia doing really well. Killing Kilwa is gonna get him again the rest of East Africa. That is gonna get him exposed to colonizers though, because I don't think he's gonna be able to compete with Portugal and GB directly navally as much as Kilwa can. But we'll see how that goes. Again, let's look at his ideas. He has 15% morale, he has manpower recovery, and he has infantry combat ability. So I don't think switching to Mamluk is good for him.
No.
Yeah, definitely not. So I think
Ethiopia has actually really good ideas.
Ethiopia has pretty good ideas, and I think it should stay as Ethiopia over going Mamluks.
The only nation in the region which is better is Butua. Other than that, I think everybody's worse. Idea-wise.
Let's look at Kilwa, the other participant in the war.
No loans?
No loans, because he has insane income. He is
Yeah,
going to
but-
be into loans soon, and this is his main problem, is that rebels popped up, and he's about to lose a lot of dev here, and like pretty much all of Madagascar is gonna
But it's
enforce-
gonna take time, right? I mean, I wouldn't focus on that as
not
long as
that
it's
long.
not.
They're 51%, so like a little over a year.
Okay. If you click on mercenaries, like take a few loans and then click the mercenary button, because I think if he just, I mean, you need loans, otherwise they're all gonna say that they're not there. But I mean,
I think because let me check. Back with Ethiopia. Yeah, no cannons. I think that the winning move for Kilwa here would be to hire the cannon merc stack, and probably.
but why? But cannons don't do damage. Cannons don't do damage at this point.
You
I
don't
mean,
think they do anything? Because I'm pretty sure they would like.
they don't. They do a little bit of damage, but they don't do bad damage. They don't give defensive pips yet to the front line, so you don't reduce your own casualties. and the damage they do at the moment is less than the infantry
So
does.
what is the winning move for him here? Just go heavy into infantry mercs and try and push Kilwa back?
Maybe try to get a
Possible.
discipline 3.
This discipline
or-
3 event would be an idea, yeah. I think the war started so long ago that actually nobody can join the war, so he's gonna have to fight Ethiopia on his own.
In 82, so 6 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless someone separate declares, like Tunis might be in a position to do that, or QQ might want to do that.
What he should do for sure is use his fleet to blockade Ethiopia because he has naval superiority, and if he uses his fleet, he's gonna get some pretty nice. Even if it's just transport, it's good enough. Ethiopia only has 5 ships.
No, listen. If he moves his ships now and blockades
So
all
the
of the
blockades give
all
you
of
some
the
more score as
coastline,
well, and
if he blockades all of the coastline, he's gonna get 50 guaranteed, and he's gonna be able to stab hit.
yeah, I mean Ethiopia will still not have to peace out because the fort will fall before he's forced out, but it's gonna hurt him at least. And it also gives war exhaustion to Ethiopia and reduces income of Ethiopia. So
Ethiopia
if you can
has,
blockade, you should always do it.
Ethiopia
He has 5
has,
ships.
What stab?
I checked it.
Stabs. So I definitely think that he should go for the blockades and try and stab hit as much as possible, to try and lower the stab. Not only to stab hit him out of the war, but Ethiopia also expanded a lot, and I think he's also gonna have rebel issues if you he's gonna have rebel issues if you reduce his stability.
Yeah, and it also gives war exhaustion and everything. Like I think something that a lot of players underestimate is getting blockaded during a player war because the war exhaustion adds really up. Yeah.
It reduces income, it adds devastation, and gives you war score. So you should definitely be using your fleet, even if it doesn't hurt him militarily. It hurts his country significantly. I would definitely go ahead and do that. And again, you're probably going to be able to get your ships into place before he sieges out the fort, which means you can send 1 stab hit out, and that's going to be pretty significant in my opinion.
I mean, the point though is once he sends the stab hit, Ethiopia still has 3 months to get below 50 before it can decline. Because the moment it counts, whether you get a stab hit or not, is the moment whether you accept or decline the peace, not when you get it sent. So he has it takes at least a month until you blockade him enough, and then you can send the peace deal, and then it's gonna take 3 more months, I think. Before Ethiopia has to decline, so he has 4 months to take the fort.
Okay.
But he can send can't he stab hit once every month? So,
he can stab it once every month. So if Ethiopia,
what you do is you stab it once every month as soon as you get 50 from the blockades, and you start the battle here, and that's gonna draw out the siege. Even if you lose the battle, he's gonna lose stability. And
but if you
look at the amount of loans he can take. I don't know why he's being so sparing on money, because if Ethiopia wins the siege, it's pretty much game over.
But if you lose the battle, Ethiopia gets war score from battle though. So and then he's gonna be below 50, because that's gonna be a big battle.
I'm just saying.
So it's gonna be like 5-6%.
You need to go into max loans as soon as possible before you start losing land, because that's gonna reduce the amount of loans you can take, and just go like double your force limit and try and push Ethiopia back. I don't think Ethiopia can invest into a debt war right now, and I think if you do that, that might push him out of the war. That might be your only winning move here, because otherwise, if Ethiopia wins this 2 forts, your next fort is how much? 37% war score, and plus he's gonna get taking war score from the war goal. So if you lose these 2 forts, it's game over.
Does Kilwa have professionalism at the moment? Probably not, right?
No.
Okay.
But again, that doesn't really matter because most of his army is going to be mercs. He has good generals.
Yeah, but he can't recruit that many mercs. He can't recruit that many mercs though. I just some of them are actually, I think, already they're already hired, right? So
we can hire a 22 stack, I guess. That's something. Shit.
Yeah.
You can still pay for condottieri as well if you want to pay a QQ or someone. That's not against the rules. They can send a 22 stack at this point in the game. 22 stack would be very significant. So
I mean, it's still gonna be tough. I feel like Ethiopia has the upper hand here if he plays it smart.
Has the upper hand. That's why I'm spending more time on Kilwa, giving him advice on how to survive.
One more thing
he can also recruit, by the way, Madagascar. How do you call it? Merc stack, and just kill the rebels with mercs, and then siege it down.
That might be a good idea.
Because losing that land would be really painful, and
and
afterwards you can ship them over. So
that's a very good idea. So probably recruit the merc stack here before they siege everything down, and then clear
Yeah.
off the rebels. What were you gonna say, Iced?
Yeah, he has his trade policies in Zanzibar to propagate religion, but it already has propagated everything, so no need for that. He can either switch it to 5% trade power, or he can actually go for 10% siege ability.
I would, well, yeah, I would go.
But I mean, he's not a sieging right now, but it might be relevant
You're
later.
probably gonna lose this fort though, so I would go siege ability, and I would also set the defensive edict on these two states. All right, that's it for Kilwa. Let's go to Congo, the big chunky boy. He pretty much unified everything. I think a little quick, and that's why he's having slight rebel issues. And I was thinking of suggesting that Kilwa might pull in Congo or something like that, but that's just not going to happen. This is a bug. Congo has, oh no, it's not a bug, it just doesn't have them reinforced. Yeah, Congo drained his manpower and everything just fighting rebels because he just overextended himself so much, I think. And yeah, I think Congo just needs to sit and fix his country, get the +1 mil, and that's pretty much it for the estates. You might wanna, cause his national unrest is +6, so you might wanna fire a couple advisors hoping to get the national unrest advisor, cause
And fight on work session.
Yeah. One thing I want to add also, I don't know if all players know that if you hire an inflation reduction guy and a trade efficiency guy at the same time, you get the event where you get 200 admin and 200 diplo points. It happens only once. The mercantilist reform, I think it's called. And you can check in Skanderberg if you had it already or not.
I don't think we did.
And then I'm not sure. Like I just say in general, for all those who don't know about that combination, they should check it out because it's obviously pretty nice.
He still hasn't met Portugal, which kind of sucks because he has to stay animist and or fetishist, sorry. Which is
best religion. It's not that bad, I think. It's okay. It's not good, obviously, but you also get some discipline, right? I mean, it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
It's not great.
It's the same the Protestant gets.
What would you recommend to Congo? He went exploration first.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean,
I don't want to be mean, but like to play for Congo at this point, I think is connect to Mutapa and that area, and then kill it before Kilwa gets it, and then maybe fight Kilwa, because I mean that seems like a good target for him at the moment.
If Kilwa's dying, that's probably going to be a good play. But right now, Kilwa could kill him even fighting Ethiopia, because he's just.
How many troops does? What's his force limit?
His force limit is pretty good, but he has no manpower, and he has 9,000 units. He can't hire any mercs.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he doesn't have to kill him now. Like, just wait until Kilwa bankrupts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be a good play for you to just colonize here and go into Kilwa.
It's 2 provinces, yeah, and then he can claim Makua and then first kill the
There's
AI.
so many gold mines here, so just getting this Zambezi node is very significant.
Yeah, and also Congo actually also floats into Makesi because Congo is going to be difficult to make trade, but in Zanzibar it's a lot better. And Grand Lakes feeds into Congo, Congo into Zambezi, and Zambezi into Zanzibar, so that way you actually also have trade.
Great Lakes also feeds into Zanzibar directly, so Zanzibar is definitely the best. Zanzibar is the best node for Congo to go for, because if you go for Ivory Coast, even if you get all of it, the Europeans are probably going to be able to steal a lot of it, because you don't have that much land-based trade power as much as Zanzibar has, because look at all the centers of trade that Zanzibar gets, you know?
Yeah. Again, it's still a little bit mean to recommend that.
Well, we're looking out for everyone's best interests while we're looking at their country, you know? So we were looking out for Kilwas, now we're looking out for Congos, and that's probably the best play for Congo.
Okay. I mean, alternative, just to say the alternative as well, would also be to, if Kilwa loses the war, approach Kilwa, like tell him, okay, you get all my trade, but in return, like I mean, we have trade deals are allowed, right?
Yeah, trade deals are allowed. So even if
just give all of your trade, give all of your trade to Kilwa, let him subsidize you, build up with the money, and then maybe fight Songhai or Ethiopia later on. Because, I mean, if Ethiopia kills Kilwa and eats him, it's going to be hard for Congo long term to fight Ethiopia because Ethiopia's ideas are way better.
Because Ethiopia is definitely the strongest nation in Africa right now. So just helping him kill Kilwa, I think is gonna it's gonna leave Congo in a bad spot. He's gonna get some very short-term gains, but long-term Ethiopia is gonna be in a much better spot than Congo is. So like you said, it might also be a very good idea to help Kilwa instead. And you know, you still get the trade benefits because you can make a trade deal where you transfer all your trade to him. It flows into Zanzibar. He's going to make even more money off of it because he has better trade efficiency probably, and you know, because he's collecting from a couple nodes away. So and then he subsidizes you back. So it's a pretty good move all around. And
yeah, so Congo basically has to consider what he wants to do right now, but he should talk to both Ethiopia and Kilwa depending on what he wants, because
whatever you do, I don't recommend going for the New World like last Congo did. I think that's a bit of a waste, especially seeing as how volatile your current diplomatic situation is. I don't think going into the New World and pissing off Portugal too would be a good idea. So use those colonists locally. Alright, let's look at Songhai. No player alliances, no player rivals either. Didn't get the victory card. No buildings yet. Oof, that's plus 50. Jesus, that's big. I guess he developed the shit out of that province. Yeah, you want to build some buildings as soon as you can. He's making really good income though from the gold, but your inflation is going to skyrocket if you don't catch up with production and other sources of income. And that's why you kind of want to build buildings. With last session he was pushing really far east, and we recommended he goes west because that's where all the gold mines are. He's done that now, and he has all the gold mines under his control, which is really good. He went quantity, which I think is good for him because he can afford it. I think for second he's probably going to want to go econ and just dev Western Africa and build it up. Alternatively, he could also go expansion, I think, or exploration. Get the one, just invest 1 point into it to get the colonizer, and then bridge this gap into Congo, so you can fight Congo, or bridge this gap into Ethiopia. Think about this little gap here, is if one of the colonizers gets it, you're never going to get it back. So, because if GB gets it, you're never going to have enough war score to get it back from GB. So this bridging this is really important if you have long-term ambitions of conquering all of Africa. Because if GB gets it, you're just going to get cut off from the rest of your country. So if you have ambitions of killing Congo and other Africans, definitely bridge this first, get the one colonizer and then abandon it. And same as this for Ethiopia. What would you suggest his second idea be? Do you agree with me?
I would say economy.
Economy is good.
yeah, I think he has enough provinces if he conquers everything, and keeping inflation from Mali in check is going to be difficult.
Yeah,
from all the gold mines.
Yeah, I just took and devved up the gold mines like last year, so.
Yeah. So over time that's gonna go really high, and if you just like go economics, then like don't go to force limit, just stay like, of course keep enough troops if somebody attacks you, but then just use all of that money to build your echo up with like production buildings and manufactories, and then afterwards you can build up all the force limit and manpower stuff. Like Songhai is gonna take some time, but you're gonna have 100 provinces or so in Western Africa. And if you just build it up slowly, I think it's going to be a very strong nation.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah, that's my plan now, is to sort of consolidate power and get all those buildings in. Because, yeah, I devved for an institution, and I haven't even built buildings there yet. I've been so busy fighting.
What is your political situation like? Do you have any diplo with any players?
Congo seems pretty friendly to me. You know, we both sort of want to protect against Europeans trying to take our land. Aside from that, not really. I can't even see any players really aside from Congo and Morocco.
Yeah, I can see that. What is your plan for when Portugal and GB come colonizing? Do you have any ideas for deals with them or anything?
You know, I'm not sure. What would you recommend? You know, I know that they want some of the Ivory Coast, if for no other reason than to, you know, sort of jump around Africa and get to the Spice Islands. You know, do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, well, like I said, you want to keep this little bridge here for, long term if Congo isn't such a good friend anymore, and make sure they don't cut you off from that. But besides that, I don't think you as Songhai have much value in Ivory Coast. So I would probably be try and be a little cordial with them and allow them to colonize that there for some bonuses for you in return. You could make trade deals with them, for example, which could be very beneficial for you because I think your home trade is it's not great, is it?
No, not great.
So
And aside from the gold, there's a lot of wheat and not a whole lot of good stuff.
if you could transfer trade to like Portugal or something and then get subsidies in return, that would be good for both of you. And yeah, I just don't see the necessity for aggressiveness towards the colonizers because the provinces that they need in Ivory Coast are pretty useless to you, and you probably wouldn't end up colonizing them till the end of the game either way, you know.
Sure, just filling them in at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I would probably try and do some Diplo with Portugal and GB or whoever drops around.
Would you recommend being friends with Congo or trying to take Congo?
Well, that depends on you. Like the other said, you're gonna have like 100 provinces here, so you have a very strong home base. And when you develop and build all of that up, you're gonna be a very very big player. Like the Songhai in our season 26 is one of the strongest militaries in the world, and he only has Western Africa at the moment. Like he could pretty much compete with Otto. So just getting Western Africa and developing it properly leaves you in a very very strong position, and then you can just punch wherever you want.
Yeah,
So
and
you don't have to kill Congo, but you could.
I wasn't like planning on it, but gotcha.
I mean, depends on the situation. Like, if in 50 years there's a chance like to get it cheaply, and you already built most of your stuff, then it makes sense. But
yeah,
I think
could
at the
also
moment,
be a good ally too, because you have very aligned interests. For example, if Portugal or GB comes along and they're greedy and they want to go inland, which I don't think they should, because they have much easier gains elsewhere. If they decide to come around and do that, then you and Congo have aligned interest in defending together.
I mean, the one nation.
That was my original thought. Yeah.
The one nation that usually, or the two nations that usually want to push into Africa is Morocco or Spain, basically. Yeah. Whoever wins the war between them is gonna probably try to push into. So, if one of them is losing, might even be an option to maybe help them not to die. But I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, at the moment you're safe from your northern invaders, but Tunis is going to get to bridge the gap soon, and I think he just has to build a marketplace in Tripoli, and then he gets these two provinces scored, and then he's going to start pushing into West Africa if that's what he decides to do.
So I think I would take Timbuktu and Air as soon as possible, so that once they get there, they can't just kill AI and get more provinces.
You want to cut them off, basically.
Close it off.
Yeah, you want to cut them off and make sure they don't get the free gains, and then fortify those access points.
The same with Benin and Yolof, so that you cut off. I mean, you don't have to colonize land to get it away from the colonizer, but at the same time, the land that's already colonized, I mean, I would try to get that.
You don't want to give it to them for free, because now you have the gold provinces. All of these other, all of the other land gains. Now that you have gold provinces, are secondary. You want to do strategic land gains in getting the coastline in Yolof, Benin, and cutting off Timbuktu and Air. That should be your main priorities.
Gotcha. Will do.
And yeah, definitely reach out to them, because playing isolationist rarely works out, because then they just have a way easier time, collaborating against you, and one day they're just gonna drop off 50k on chips, and it's GG.
Gotcha.
Alright.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's GG. Like, Songhai is hard to beat. Songhai is even stronger than Mali idea-wise.
Songhai is stronger than.
If he has like 30-40, if he has 30-40 years to time to build up, then I think Songhai is gonna be pretty safe.
Yeah, I'm just saying don't go full isolationist, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, and thankfully Morocco and Tunis lost their war with Spain, so they're a little weaker.
Well, also the downside of that is that they're not going to be pushing north, so they have to figure out an alternative expansion route. But yeah, they're definitely a lot weaker than you are right now, and you have a huge head start. Just make sure you cut them off, because the only way they can catch up is if they eat the AI that you left for them. Alright,
Gotcha.
let's look at Morocco. Like you said, lost the war with Spain. Leo fixed up the country really nicely, but again, still not quite as strong as Songhai is.
Yeah.
Went offensive, and what do you think his second choice should be here?
Probably economic still, I guess. I mean, it's in a difficult spot, to be honest.
Yeah, what is his choices here?
I mean, can hire more advisors. It currently has tech cost reduction from an event.
No,
so,
I mean, what are his choices like expansion-wise? Where does he go from here? Because he lost the battle for Iberia, I think. I don't think there is a chance to get back into that.
That's a tough question. I mean, I don't know.
Do you think he's gonna have to
what
fight
Morocco
Tunis?
can do? I think Tunis is the only ally. Like, if Tunis breaks alliance with Morocco, then Castile just kills Morocco. And even Tunis is probably as strong as Morocco, if not stronger, because he can eat into Egypt. So I would just hope that France maybe keeps fighting Castile, and then there's maybe some chance of beating Castile later on. But it's gonna be tough. Like, it's in a pretty bad spot, Morocco, obviously.
Yeah, very boxed in, because yeah, he did all his Diplo revolving around killing Castile, and now that failed, that's going to be a problem. And we'll get to France later on, but I don't think France is in a position to kill Castile either. So.
I mean, I had to peace out because I was going to go bankrupt sooner than Spain. So after that, Spain could have pushed.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think that his only choice here is to keep trying to kill Castile before Castile kills both him and France, and that's about it.
That's an uphill battle, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have a new France player, and I think he knows what he's doing. So I wouldn't say it's over yet. Also, Burgundy, I think, is dead now finally, so France is no longer as distracted.
Yeah, just 1 sec.
So maybe France can make a deal with England or something like that. I mean, that at least is what I would try to do as France at the moment, like make a deal with Great Britain.
I'm back.
Hey, yeah. Like, if I was France, I would try to make a deal with Spain at this point, Great Britain at this point, probably, and then, or with Spain, depending on who you want to make a deal with as France.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then Morocco maybe gets new options, but yeah.
At the moment, it's looking kind of bleak. All right, let's look at Tunis. And what's going on here? I've noticed that his economy is a bit on the weak side. He hasn't finished the... I mean, that's just how Tunis is, I guess, so not much you can do about it.
Berto, we don't hear you for some reason. You're green, but we can't hear what you're saying.
Okay.
Any reason
I will
you
speak
haven't finished,
this one, now we can hear you, yeah.
Yep.
Any reason you haven't finished the mission to go into West Africa? Do you just not
Yeah,
plan to go there?
I don't have money at all. I'm working on everything to keep up and to consolidate for now, but I'm a bit late for that.
You can take money, by the way, at the moment. Like, if you go to the religious screen, you can lose corruption at the moment, -2 with the religious action. So you get 100. Yeah.
And then you clear it by, clearing corruption.
Oh yeah, good. Thanks.
And maybe you can raid now more land that you took Egypt. Maybe you can raid like Greece.
I checked, it's all already raided.
It's
yeah.
raided, yeah.
The Knights already raided it all.
Yikes.
Damn.
There's one province, Arta, here that you can raid. That's pretty much it. And this little island, yeah, it's you might want to kill the knights if you can, so they don't steal all your raid income. Yeah. What ideas did you go? Quality. That's good.
Yep.
What second idea group? also economic here, or do you think Tunis should go something else?
I was thinking about economic, but if you have any other idea.
Yeah, no, I think economic is good for Tunis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really need to keep up with the money. My economy isn't that great for now, so everything is is already almost ready to grow now for the next session. But yeah, especially on mana point, I'm waiting for the institution to come. And,
You haven't embraced Renaissance yet?
no.
I think you should take loans to do it at this point. Otherwise, it's gonna be very tough.
Penalty.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter
right,
before he takes. So
Yeah, that's true. He can wait until he attacks.
and I mean, you can push your mill limits anyway, so
I mean, what's the point
Yeah.
of waiting? Because it's not spreading anywhere significant.
cheaper.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's spreading in a
cheaper.
few provinces.
it's spreading
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
9 dev provinces. That's gonna discount it by like what, 5 ducats?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's no
it's a bit
reason to
more.
do it now because he can store the points anyways, and he's not in a war at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Precisely. And if he has like admin tech, he's like 2 techs behind, and like he gets a 50% if you go to tech his technology.
Fair enough.
If not 6.
What's your diplomatic situation like, Tunis? I mean, besides the France and Morocco alliance, because that's obvious. What's going on with like QQ in Ethiopia?
We kind of share Mamluk land. And I'm in talk with Ethiopia, especially about land and not
Did you meet
taking.
from Mamluks?
I'm maybe gonna form a Mamluk, yeah.
I definitely think you should be forming.
Yeah,
'cause-
and it's pretty easy for Tunis to get it.
Yeah, I think you just need Cairo and you need Mamluks to be dead, right?
Could you verify? Because I'm not sure I need Cairo, in fact.
Can you go to the mission decisions?
It just
with
check the
Tunis?
decision.
It's
Yeah,
not in
you
the
need-
decisions until Mamluks dies. While Mamluks is attacked,
I
it's
got
not
it.
a decision.
I got it on my when I'm playing Tunis, and
Huh.
I just
also
need
see
to
it.
wait that Mamluk didn't exist, and I think it's good.
That's weird. I don't know why it's not showing up. Okay, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah, you need Cairo.
Oh yeah, Caro.
But
Okay.
you know, you can make a deal for that where he just transfers it
Yeah.
to you so you can form and then you give it back to him. Doesn't mean you have to be
Yeah.
hostile.
Completely, that's not gonna
But
be a
I
problem.
do think you should be forming Mamluks. I think they're a much better tag than Tunis. They're not a great tag to begin with, but Tunis is just not viable long term.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that's it for Tunis. We finished all of Middle East and Africa. Now let's go to Portugal and then go east, right? Or do we finish in Portugal? Yeah, let's
No,
go.
let's move over Portugal into Castile and then finish at Muscovy, I think.
Okay, same as last time. Portugal doing how you expected Portugal to do. Just slow on income, slow on army, but colonizing Brazil, and that's all that matters. And he's colonizing it pretty heavily. 3 colonies down already, 1 developing, I think. Yeah, what is this?
Okay, so it should take like half an hour next session before Brazil spawns.
Yeah, and when he spawns Brazil, he's gonna get a huge buff. Like, he's gonna be so much stronger. One advice I can give to Portugal, which the last player didn't do, is you need to...
Yeah,
Where
the event
was it? The mission?
further down.
What's it called?
Where is it?
No,
In the
I can't find
middle. Promote Bandera? No, around that.
Brazilian dominance, no.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
probably.
go for this mission as soon as you can, because it'll make you, it'll make Brazil discover so much gold, and that's obviously gonna skyrocket his economy. So
I think he know about this mission because he's starting colonizing at the right place. So
Okay, good. So yeah, this is the most important mission for you. And yeah, after you pop out Brazil colony, you should either invest into him or try and pop up another one if you have another colonial player lined up. But I think we only have one for. We only have enough for one colony at the moment, so it might be better to just invest into Brazil and go towards Africa. He went quality second, which is a good choice for Portugal, I think. Yeah, that would be about it to say for Portugal. I don't think there's a lot. I'm missing a Diplo advisor, but I'm sure that he might have just died or something. This building's like non-existent at the moment, but you know, Portugal can't really afford shit at the start, so nothing weird there. Alright, Castile. Do we have the Castile player here?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yeah, I won against Morocco. And
yeah, and against France.
Yeah, but Burgundy died like fully this time. So
I mean, that's just good for you. It means you have all the friends for yourself if you push in hard enough.
Yeah, that's true. But, like I said, I don't really gain that much from killing France. Obviously, I don't have a French player above me, but like I can't really take trade.
Yeah.
From it, and on that, both me and England got the VC on France. And France does look kind of isolated at the moment, because we have a bigger navy than Morocco and Tunis.
Yeah, I can see that. Portugal build up as well. He has 7 heavies, Britain has 12. Big supremacy there. Quantity econ.
Yeah, I had really bad rulers, like I had a 113 and then a 302 for some time. So now I'm just trying to kill my king again. Yeah, so that really hurt me, especially when France had 656.
Morale mission is currently taken, I see. How long does it still last?
No, I haven't taken them all. Like
can you go to modifiers, Kashmak?
That's
because
last jousting.
Last jousting tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so I still have some years on that.
It's got quite a while left on that, so that's a good position to be in. Pretty high manpower as well. No professionalism though, but you know it's kind of irrelevant this
Yeah, definitely.
Probably just general.
Oof, yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I got the event and the tradition general.
Why the farmlands fort here when you can have hills instead?
I mean, that's the
yeah. I just kept it for devastation and separatists because I was bankrupt.
May I ask, why did you take those 3 provinces and not Labourd? Because Labourd is kind of the important fort for France, right, on the left side?
I mean, he could just build another fort close by anyway, so I mean...
Yeah, but it costs 200 ducats, and I mean... Okay, I mean, I don't want to criticize, I just felt like, I mean, the provinces, like Languedoc, or how it's called, on the right side.
Languedoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I got a
kind of
defensive fort, but like he wouldn't be able to push in because I have the Navarre fort anyway. So that's a...
Yeah, but I mean, so okay, you just thought about if he can push and not like, because I just thought it makes pushing for you harder. That's why I thought you would take.
Yeah, but he also said he doesn't plan on killing France, so there is that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Doesn't gain much from it. Let me rephrase.
Like I kind of have to kill France now because I made him an enemy, and
well,
France
you know,
is just
the players swapped, so you know, diplomacy swaps as well. I'm
yeah,
impressed that you survived against Xerxes, but again, he's a bit of a retard, so I would definitely try and have a different diplomatic approach to the new player, because I doubt he's as autistic as the last one.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I said, I kind of feel bad for it, but my best option for killing and hurting France was in that war.
Actually,
so
as
I feel
the
like
French player, I just want to say that like everyone just kept doing their old Diplo and didn't care at all that I'm a new player on France.
Well, yeah, because you know when you're on the back foot, why would they want to change?
Yeah, but it was like everyone's like saying that okay, all French player did this and that and this and that, and like everyone treated me as the old French player, which was kind of nuts.
Yeah, I
Because
definitely think they need to readjust their Diplo because, you know, new player, new plans, new ambitions. I don't think you have to kill him, especially as you said, you don't gain a lot out of him. You got the victory card, but again, it is just a 1k, and I don't know if it's worth expanding into Bordeaux without controlling Genoa just for the 1k, because that land's not going to be as useful to you as you know, some other expansion that you can do. Like,
Yeah, but the problem if the Morocco player comes back, I'm still gonna have a hard time pushing into Morocco.
yeah, but you know, probably not as hard of a time as pushing into France. Anyway, anything else to add for Spain or Castile? Sorry.
Not much. I mean, I guess I just need to wait for my colony to come back up.
Colony?
And I'm behind on Diplo check, so.
Ooh, yeah,
Colonist.
Portugal is colonizing for you?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, smart. He's giving you Mexico?
Yeah, because I get the bonus for Treasure Fleet. I mean, he does also, but it gives me a lot of power.
Yeah, and I also think it's fair you get the colony too, you know, even if you didn't get bonuses.
Yeah, and I don't have any colonists, so I can't really colonize anything. So the best option for me is just killing all the natives in Mexico.
Yeah, good idea there. And I think we already have a player lined up for Mexico. Now we're just missing a player for England, but England's a bit behind you two on the colonial game, so that might be another session.
I mean, obviously, the war, if we're gonna keep fighting France, it's gonna hurt us in the colony game.
But yeah, I definitely think that now that we didn't make a genius mistake of seeding Aztec, the colonies are going to be way more important. So England should probably focus on it a little more.
How does it work? So they're only allowed to take within the colonial region, right?
They can only colonize inside of their colonial region, but later on, well, we said that it was a bit messy, but we left the exception of they can conquer stuff outside of their colonial region.
We did?
Oh.
I didn't know that. Like,
well,
I thought.
We specified that they can only colonize inside of their colonial region. Right?
Okay.
So if they conquer outside of it, that's different, isn't it?
Okay, I didn't know that either, and I'm playing a colonial.
Yeah, I don't think that was how we intended it.
I mean, look at the rules. That's how we wrote it. I don't know.
Like,
if you want to rephrase it, it's not too late.
Because I just think that we are gonna end up in the same situation like with Aztecs, just that it's a player vessel instead of an independent nation.
Okay, well then it's still not too late to rephrase the rules, so it's a good thing they mentioned it. But yeah, they can colonize inside of their colonial region. Peru is split between La Plata and Colombia. They can both get like half the dev. And California and Cascadia are also one colony. So if you put the colonist here, he gets both colonial regions.
Yeah, alright, that makes sense. Because like Caribbean is really weak compared to some of the other ones.
I don't know, because he has pretty high dev. I think the last game Caribbean is pretty strong. Like he's stronger than Brazil, but then again Brazil also got raped by Aztec, so there is that. Anyway, let's move on to France and what the new player here has to say about it.
I mean, the guy who left France fucked it up very badly. When I came in, the country had like 5% or 4.5% ground land to start with. So the autonomy is like, I think I've got it down to like 40 autonomy in general. But
yeah, that is.
For a while, I had like 80% autonomy in every single province.
Yeah, because he was really determined on ending everyone around him, and he was like fighting 3 death wars at the same time. So, you know.
So, I don't know. I just, to be honest, the war with Castile, I just knew that if I continue for like another 5 years or something, I could bankrupt him and England as well. So that was kind of what I did.
Yeah, good moves, surviving so far. What is your diplomacy like?
It's non-existent.
Yikes.
What about the Berbers? Are you gonna retain their alliance?
The problem with them is that they have no ships, so they can't fight with Castile over it. So it's kind of pointless in reality.
forgot we rivaled each other. That's just for power projection, I suppose. Or was that from the previous player?
I have no idea.
Your alliance with Naples? Any comments?
Yep, he's the only one who wants an alliance.
And that's a legitimate alliance?
Well, I have no other way to... I mean, he's the only one who wants to ally me, and he's like... the only one who's close to me who can do something at all, so yes, I suppose it is.
Any Italian ambitions then?
Not really. I mean, I have no interest in going into Italy right now.
I see. Where did you get your victory card? On Picardy. Any talks with England about that, or like general
England was interested in having a peace, and then like, I don't know, an hour before the game started, turn around. So that's kind of it.
And nothing new happened after that?
I mean, to be honest, like everyone who's been writing to me has been talking to me as I was the old French player, so it's been kind of pointless doing any diplo at all.
Oof.
So I mean, France is France, so I mean, I can go bankrupt and go for another war with Castile, but kind of depends, to be honest, what he wants to do.
Yeah, I definitely think that you inherited a pretty bad situation, because he kind of wrecked the country fighting all the death wars. He's a very, very good player, but I think he kind of bit off more than he chewed, fighting 3 people at once and wrecked the country with it. I think that you should try and push for diplomacy a little more before the next session, because like Castile said, he doesn't gain that much from killing you, and neither does England, I think, because England long term should see Castile and Portugal as his actual rivals, because he should be looking to go into the New World instead of fighting you, because again, the New World is going to be a lot more significant now, and seeing as Castile and Portugal already in Brazil and soon to be Mexico, I really don't think England should be fighting you or holding on Picardy, even if that's his victory card. It's just a 1k. I think he should try and make some sort of a deal with you, and I think it's definitely in the interest of the English to keep you alive and well, because you have mutual long-term enemies. So I would probably try and approach them with that. Anyone else have any advice for France?
I mean, comes to England, like England gains more from killing France than Castile does. So if they should anything,
the same thing that I said. No, listen. The same thing that I said about England works vice versa for Castile. You know, England and Castile are mutually like long-term rivals. So
that's true.
I definitely don't think that they should be killing you, and you can instead try and ally one or the other. And unless someone has anything else to add about France, I think we're gonna leave it on that.
Wait. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about England afterwards.
Okay.
Because no, I'm just thinking like England, if he gets all of the Dutch land, like he'll have supremacy over the English Channel. And if there's no French player, there's no one to contest it, really.
There's no French player, there's no Burgundy player, there's no Westphalia. Like all
exactly.
of this is up for grabs.
Like,
but he doesn't have to kill France for that, because if France dies, it also leaves a power vacuum, and Switzerland and Castile are gonna fill it. And if he just goes to France and says, "Hey, I want all of the channel, and in return I'm gonna help you," I mean, why would France decline to that?
I think it's honestly a bad move for everyone involved here to kill France, because they kind of need some balance of power, and again, they have easier expansion somewhere else. And yeah, I just don't think it's a good move for anyone here to be killing France.
I think for Castile it makes sense, because Castile wants to go into Italy, right? If he wants to go land and not colony. I mean, you wanna go for the Genoa trade, so now he already took the provinces north of Aragon. I mean,
I think Sevilla.
Once you inherit Aragon, means yeah, Sevilla isn't a bad note, of course, but I don't know. I feel like all England wants is the Channel land. I feel like Castile and Switzerland gain something from France dying. I mean, in most multiplayers, England and France are friends with each other, because they gain more from not fighting each other than from fighting each other.
Yeah, I do agree. It's the same situation as Portugal and Castile have, you know? Their mutual interests usually align. Alright, let's look at England and see what's going on here. he's also had to bankrupt, I think, at least once. I don't know if it's been twice. Hasn't started colonizing yet because he doesn't have the ideas. He vassalized Scotland, and he has Ulster, so doing pretty good at uniting the home region. He's pretty much done with it. He just has Sligo, which is kind of irrelevant. I checked the ideas, and neither Scotland or Ulster went exploration, which is kind of a shame because when you have a vassal colonizing for you, it can be pretty nice. Decent army, very good navy, and yeah, went quality. I definitely think he should. He's quite far behind on ideas, and I think on tech as well. Not as much on tech, I guess, but definitely on ideas. Do you think he should be going, like, what's the winning move for England here? Going colonial or trying to push deeper into France?
I mean,
He did at least one colony.
depends on what England wants, but I mean, if you get all of the Channel land, then I think the smart thing would be to just go colonial and rush 13 colonies, maybe go around Africa, like...
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think definitely going colonial would be better now, because
no enemies in sight, except for France, which he can usually probably make a deal with, and then...
Yeah, like we just said, they can probably make a deal together, so it doesn't have to result in a fight. He's not.
He could even go for Ireland if he wants. I mean,
he's not getting +1 Diplo. Yeah, if he wanted to fight, like be a land nation, he should definitely get Irish ideas, I think. But he's not really doing that, so I don't think that's his plan. He's not even accepted it. Yeah, I don't think he's going for Irish. But if he wanted to, it would probably be better to do that before he integrates Scotland.
I mean, he could also go for France, obviously, if he really wants to go for it.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, I just think England needs to join the colonial game and start colonizing, because it's going to be big this season. And that's about it. Just we don't have the English player here, so we can't ask about his plans, but yeah. Denmark next, right?
I guess.
Tell us about yourself, Leo.
I mean, I played it like half an hour, I think. So I don't know too much. I mean,
that's not very close to going bankrupt, to be honest.
No, I mean, I just retook some of the land. I killed off Sweden more or less, and I mean, gonna have to integrate Norway at some point, and yeah.
Norway didn't go colonial either. Damn it.
I mean, Norway didn't go colonial, but he gets a colonist in ideas.
Okay, yeah,
so he's still gonna colonize.
Is it really a good idea to just integrate it? You know?
I mean, not instantly probably, but at some point I will. And I don't really want to contest colonial too much. Like, I don't want to fight Great Britain and stuff.
Oh,
I don't really have that many plans at this point. Just not die, I guess.
No plans.
So.
I see. I mean, I don't think you're near dying anyway. Quality trade. Why trade?
I mean, I don't know. I thought that I need some money, and that like Lübeck node isn't that bad.
Lübeck node is amazing, but
Brandenburg controls most of it at the moment, so yeah. I don't know. Like I have to look at it more and like do some Diplo before I can say something. I barely played it like last session. After Octa quit, I just took it over like half an hour before, after it lost some land and like got heavily devastated by some AI.
I see. Yeah, because he was in like 3 coalition wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get the victory card yet that I can see at least. Nope.
No.
So
I'm just gonna have to talk to some players and then see what we're gonna do.
Alright, and we're finally in the best part of the world, the HRE. Let's look at Brandenburg and what he's doing. We have a new Brandenburg player as well. He has... I'm pretty sure defensive was the old Brandenburg's pick. I don't... Yeah. And he didn't abandon it like we suggested, but... You know, it's a bit late to do that now. What's going on in Brandenburg? Does he have any buildings yet? No, he doesn't have the money for it. He's getting most of Lubeck trade, which is really good. He's going to be making a lot of money, and he's expanding into Saxony, doing his estates correctly. But the new player, like you said, you know him, right? Is he good or is he a new player or?
I mean, he used to play here before, so I think he's at least experienced in multiplayer.
Oh, so I don't need to be giving him noob advice then?
No, I don't think so.
Good. So we're just gonna skim over Brandenburg, look at his alliances, allied to Denmark. Do you know his other, like if he has any other diplo, seeing as he's not here?
I don't know too much about it, to be honest. Like I also don't know if he has a deal with Poland to form Prussia or not. Like I have no idea.
I talked to PTZ about that a little bit, and he basically told me that it's going to be hard to convince him because the new Brandenburg player always tries to kill him. So I think they have a little bit of history there, and I don't know if we're going to be seeing a diplomatic Prussia formation. But yeah, that will be about it for Brandenburg. Just, you know, doing alright for this time period, just expanding, and I just don't know if it doesn't form Prussia, like, is it still gonna be relevant? Because
I mean, Brandenburg ideas aren't bad either. You get a lot of building cost reduction, so some morale, infantry combat ability, great missions.
It's gonna be relatively boxed in, and the thing with Prussia is though that they can, like, when they're boxed in, they can go really high, and I just don't know if that's gonna be the case with Brandenburg, you know.
I mean, there's no real German player, right?
Yeah.
There's Switzerland, Austria, Brandenburg, and France, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you get most of Germany, then I think it's still fine.
Yeah, it is. Alright, let's look at Swiss. Do we have the Swiss player here? Nope. He fought Burgundy and lost, and then Burgundy died and he got his land back, so he's pretty much at the same situation he was last session. My advice to him when fighting player wars would be, what I saw him do was he would pretty much consolidate all of his army, like 40 stack, and attack Burgundians while the Burgundians are defending on a mountain. Don't do that. You know, you have excellent defenses in Swiss. You might want to put a fort on your capital fort and just wait for them to be sieging your mountains and then attack them, and they're just not gonna win. Like, and also don't invest your entire army immediately. Try and use the combat width. Basically, the combat width is how many units are going to be effectively doing damage if it's only infantry. If it's cannons, you want to have cannons, 24 cannons and 24 infantry for the current combat width. So at the moment, what you should have done is just, since you don't have any cannons, you didn't have for the Burgundian war at least, send in 24 infantry. When your front line's about to break, start reinforcing. If you're having like 50 infantry in the battle, that means that 26 of them are just sitting in the back line taking morale damage without putting any damage out on their own. So just pay attention to combat width and don't over reinforce your battles unless your morale's gonna break, but that wasn't the case, because that's what lost you the war. Swiss had the army supremacy on Burgundy, but basically just not paying attention to how battle mechanics in U4 work is what lost him the war, and yeah, I just felt like he might use that tip. As far for everything else, he's pretty much stagnated because of said war, and there's not much else to talk about. He has his estates set up correctly, offensive, economic. I think those are really good picks for Swiss. And yeah, get advisors. Can't afford them.
I mean level 1 advisors maybe. Then just dev a bit, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, also I think for Switzerland, maybe as the other Switzerland players doing, don't invest into your own army, but the mercenaries.
Yeah.
Be a good future idea.
I'm wondering why his income is so bad.
maybe devastation.
He only has devastation and burn. All the other ones
maybe
are...
he's just
Autonomy,
small.
maybe, like high autonomy. Burn has high autonomy
Oh
at
yeah, a
least.
couple of them have really high autonomy. Vod, and yeah. Alright, that's pretty much it for Swiss. Just try and hire your advisors and fix up your economy a little bit. That, if anything, I'd fire the +2 one and hire +1 across the board. Unless you need admin points more than the other ones, but I don't think you do need them that bad. Maybe just click the focus, fire this guy, and hire level 1s. Will be a better choice. Okay, the thing bugged out again. Let me just... Nope. Okay, so loser is loyal, but he's not diverting trade, which might also help you if you can collect in Genoa. Yeah, that's about it for Swiss. Let's look at Naples. Is Naples here? Nope. Allied to Swiss and France. Voting for the Emperor, of course, because who would dare do otherwise? Vassalize the Pope. He still didn't get Napoli back. He had a big war with me, Austria, and Venice, which he lost because he tried to flip the votes by vassalizing Florence. So that also stagnated him a little bit. But even though he's behind and he had to bankrupt again, I do not think this is a lost battle, because Venice is his only competitor in Italy, and Venice currently has a major coalition forming against it. And if Naples takes
Wait, did you set that up? Did you give Venice too much land from Naples and now he has a coalition?
Shut up. No.
That would be hilarious.
I
did that once.
I am a just emperor. I did give, I did cause it, but whether it's my fault or not, that's up for debate, So...
Okay. So it is your fault.
He also took Genoa, I think, which is what actually caused the coalition.
Okay.
Because it's 25 dev, and I don't think... Because I gave him Ancona and Urbino. He wanted Abruzzi, which is the mountain fort. And I accidentally didn't give him that. I gave him Ancona instead because I didn't understand them. I was rushing out to get out of the peace deal, and while I'm talking about this, when we write in the chat that we're unconning and we pause the game, do not unpause. Because when you unpause, you ruin someone's nation. When a month tick goes by while they are unconned, it's going to immediately bankrupt them, it's just going to destroy their nation. Like, just don't unpause.
That happened to me on France when I unconned to England. Someone unpaused during my uncon, and it did a monthly tick, which screwed up me super hard.
Yeah, that is just so fucking toxic. I really wish people wouldn't do that. And whenever there's an uncon, I have my finger on the pause button because I know someone's gonna unpause. And furthermore, I think the host should also slow down the speed to 1 in case someone unpauses, because that happens every time, and it almost screwed out Naples. But luckily, I tried to rush through the peace deal, and that's why Venice got the wrong provinces, because someone unpaused, and I had to rush through the peace deal before Naples got destroyed, because I just didn't think that was very fair. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Naples. Like I said, not a great situation, but still he is doing relatively well, and I think the battle for Italy still rages on. He has the mountain fort, which is very significant, and also Venice has a huge coalition, and he's allied to France and Swiss, which is pretty good. And he's voting for Austria, obviously, which is the most crucial thing. Alright, let's look at Venice. I have been doing a lot of talking today with 10 people on Discord. Does anyone else want to do commentary for Venice?
I'm a bit sick, sorry, so it's hard. I just hope it's just a cold and nothing worse. I had to go to buy some medicine. So let's look.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Let's see, he's not as rich as he should be right now. He's making a lot from trade. Very few from taxation.
He's giving a lot of money out.
Oh, he's giving money out as well.
I think he made a deal with Austria, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his total income. That doesn't matter. Like, I'm not talking about his profits. Just his total income is just 25. Like, that's.
Yeah.
Why is he only making 14 ducats from trade?
Hungary is making double his amount.
The problem is he had 3 coalition wars, I think. So I would assume it's he doesn't have prosperity.
Okay, show me his buildings. How built up is he? Go to the building tab.
Relatively well compared to everyone else we looked at. Like production buildings in all the provinces that matter. He's just, like I said, he's been in a lot of wars. I don't think he's developed a lot.
What ideas is he taking?
This is pretty much starting dev. Quality econ, which I think is a very good choice for Venice. Maybe trade, but this is not that
also want trade second.
Yeah, because he...
No, you never go trade second, you go trade fourth. You have enough trade. You need to develop. Like, development gives you way more money than some extra merchants. So econ is always the right choice. It gives you construction, it gives you construction costs, it gives you inflation reduction, it gives you production efficiency. Dev.
So yeah, he has no army currently because he just got out of a coalition war. He's slightly in loans, not heavily, and he has a huge coalition that's going to fire as soon as the truce is up.
How?
Like most
like
of
doesn't he see how much? Like, don't players check how much aid they take before taking it?
I don't think so.
They can if they are the one who sends the peace deal, but I think it was Austria who sent the peace deal.
Even if you're a co-belligerent, you can check
like
if you send the peace.
Like
the
I
main
said,
guy, and you can see how much you take.
He actually messaged me after the fact and told me that taking Genoa is what screwed him. So it wasn't to do with me.
Okay, but in general also, like taking Napoli, which has done inside Naples.
I think he had Napoli from before. I was told.
Yeah, but
just got
in general, taking Napoli like that is very dangerous because if I'm assuming that Naples has a fort on Abruzzi, on a mountain fort on Abruzzi. Yes, he has. So if Naples wants to, he can just declare a reconquest on Napoli, and he's gonna have the CB inside his own country, and Venice won't be able to defend it at all.
Yeah,
so he's gonna have like 25%.
A free CB doesn't matter if you have Austria fighting your battles. So
yeah, that's true. But in general, doing that is very dangerous.
Of course, it's
we'll get to that in a minute, but you know,
just wants to kill Naples. That's why he did it. It's just a free war goal. Always.
Yeah, but
I mean, you know, it is a bad move here, and I don't think that's gonna work out in his favor. But yeah, income-wise, not very great. Even with the transfer trade from Austria, which is giving him a lot from Vienna. 1.7, that is weird. Huh. I guess I'm still collecting in Vienna then. I don't know. Anyway. That is about...
Wait, wasn't he collecting in Vienna?
No, he's transferring from all of them. He's only collecting in Genoa.
And then the interface. I thought it saw it in the interface, but never mind.
Yeah, that would be about it for Venice. I think I didn't see his victory. He didn't get the victory card. Diplomatically allied to Swiss, and has a trade deal with me, Austria. We also had somewhat of an agreement, but that's pretty much pertaining just to the trade deal. So. I'm just saying, you know, Italian wars are not an imperial matter at the moment. So let's go look at Austria.
I have one more question about Venice-Austria trade deal. Like, how exactly does it work with trade deals now and taking out loans? Because I think with you transferring trade power to Venice, you're actually increasing his loan cap, right?
Yeah, because he gets increased trade amount. So we didn't really discuss that, but it's a good question. I don't know how we would address that. If it's like a long-standing trade deal, I think we should tolerate it. But if you just make the trade deal like exclusively to increase the loan capacity, I think that's a rule breach. That's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah, I mean, you could also talk about just banning trade deals in general, because it's really bad with Biplo.
I think that would just destroy Diplo a lot.
No, it would actually help Diplo because they're like, for example, in the season 26, Hindustan, Nepal give both all of their trade to Kilwa, so basically it forces all three nations to hugbox because the trade deal is just way more better than any other thing. Like even conquering the land would be worth less at the moment. So it forces basically nation to be peaceful. Also Austria and Venice, like if you have a trade deal and Austria knows even if you conquer Venice you're not gonna make as much money, then basically you are forced to always. It makes Diplo very stale, basically.
That's the thing is, it's not like that because at some point, Venice just grows stronger. Once Venice gets all of Italy, Austria won't be able to tell him shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. And at some point, Austria also has all of his building built, so
Venice is gonna be debt as fuck, rich as fuck, with both Venice and Genoa trade nodes, and it's just gonna be like, oh, Austria gets attacked or whatever. I'll get Tyrol and whatever else I like, and I can keep my money. So it's a double-edged sword if you're just putting your nation in the arms of another player.
Yeah, it's not always as safe as you think, you know, because also Kilwa could choose to betray one of you and just like cut off the subsidies and, you know.
Sure.
So it's not all peace and prosperity. I mean, it depends on who you're dealing with, but yeah, I don't like. I guess we can discuss banning it, but I don't think we should make any changes for this season. Maybe for the next one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if Austria gets attacked and needs to fight a bankruptcy worry, he probably needs to take his trade back because it will decrease his loan amount if he keeps sending it to Venice, right? Because the subsidies don't count.
That is a good point, yeah. Because subsidies don't count towards loans. So it's not like creating loans out of nowhere, it also goes out of somewhere. So yeah, there's another point where trade deals aren't all like, you know, exploiting.
Yeah, so assuming the same annual interest rate, the total amount of loans in the alliance stays the same.
Alright, let's look at Austria, the Emperor. I drained all my fucking manpower fighting other people's wars.
Yeah, why is your manpower tapped? What the fuck is that?
I had to fight Naples. That was the one war that I had for myself, because Naples was about to steal all of my votes.
Why? Listen, this meme of the Emperor having to fight for the stupid AI wars of every member of the Empire.
No. It wasn't just, AI wars. It was Naples vassalized Florence, and Florence is
okay,
elector.
Yeah, I know that. That's one war. You said you fought the wars for other people.
Well, yeah, because they did not as much wars, but well, yeah, I guess I fought 2 coalition wars for Venice. So
yikes!
That was a bit stupid. And then I also helped Denmark and Brandenburg clear the rebels. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, like why were you helping Denmark with rebels when he was trying to take your?
That was before I knew that he was gonna try and screw me over. So yeah, bad moves. I'm not gonna justify it. It left me in a really fucking shit position because my manpower is fucking tapped. So I'm not gonna try and justify it. I just like made a really horrible move there, and yeah, I guess I was just trying to keep the Empire loyal by giving them way too much. So whoever plays Austria in the next seasons.
Did you guys do Denmark and Brandenburg yet?
What?
We did Denmark and Brandenburg, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So next we're going Poland, Hungary. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, my mistake was tapping my manpower. Left me in a really weak position right now. Luckily, everyone around me is in a equally weak position, so I am not too concerned. I also still have a pretty big standing army and decent income, so I can merc up. So, you know, while it's not killed me, it's definitely slowed me down a lot. So
I think this Europe is actually decent.
Don't do that going forward, whoever else plays Austria. I'm slowly seizing land. That's pretty much my only clicks. I've moved some land to nobility as well, because I'm trying to get my manpower even higher. And I'm definitely not going to go for absolutism, especially combined with the Emperor bonus. Like, I mean, that's quite a couple sessions away, but yeah, combined with the
Emperor bonus won't count by the time absolutism shows up. Like, legit, the HRE won't exist. It'll be like, what, 10 nations?
Don't you get bonuses still?
Bonus.
Like,
I mean, yeah, but they're irrelevant while there's a lot of them and it's early game. Once it's late game, it's just a few of them and you already have dev and shit. The
I
bonuses
thought
are...
it works off of dev, not the amount of... Okay, yeah, yeah.
No, it works off their sheer number. Like each one gives you a little
amount
bit.
of princes.
Alright,
Exactly.
so...
That's why you encourage people to vassalize and shit and try to release and don't kill them outright, so you still have a great number. But at some point, that's
That's just not gonna work, yeah, I get
not
it.
gonna be feasible because everybody's greedy.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I've started vassalizing, I have...
I mean, you've passed 2 reforms. I think that's
mains and lip.
actually
I'm trying
good.
to go for 4 for the income, but again, that depends on number of princes, so it's probably not as good. But I also get the...
What's the third one?
The third one gets state maintenance.
Oh, that's shit. What did the second one give?
Second one gives diplorep, diplomats, and a national unrest, so pretty good.
Okay, that's good.
So
The first one is actually
I'm
good.
trying to go for 4 or 5, and then I can pass the decentralization ones, which are the really good ones. But again, all that depends on number of princes.
No, I think that's a dream. Once Protestantism hits,
it
like,
did,
your
and,
authority is gonna go
no,
into
the
the
mod
shitter.
changes it. The mod changes it.
It does?
You don't lose it from having heathen and heretic princes, which I think is good. But yeah,
that's a decent buff to the HRE.
Yeah, I think it's good because Austria got nerfed to shit otherwise, and yeah.
Yeah, so it can keep stacking into the late game as well.
And yeah, for me, pretty much I've started colonizing random princes in the HRE and expanding like my influence. I have mains and lip, which have some cores and claims of their own, so that should help me out somewhat. And I'm planning on just basically gonna just keep vassalizing everything in the HRE that I can, except, you know, if it infringes on my fellow princes. Like I could have done Dithmarschen last session, but I didn't because I'm wholesome. So
yes,
and I can also do Verdun, but I'm not gonna do that. And yeah, that's pretty much for Austria. Trade deal with Venice, colonize or vassalizing, you know, peaceful with everyone else, good shit all around. Hungary. Go Iced.
I mean, I essentially just tried to grab the provinces to form Byzantium, but QQ took a single province I need, so we'll see if he agrees to have a 1v1 to determine who gets their formable, because he wants to form Rom.
And he needs Constantinople for that, right?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I used a lot of vessels because I need to culture flip, so that just makes it cheaper and also lets me get my ideas finished pretty fast. I already finished offensive, so I get the policies, which is pretty huge.
If you convert like 2 more provinces, you can already culture flip. So
I mean, I'm coring right now, so those aren't even counted yet. Once I get full cost on those, they're gonna get stated and counted as well. So I'm pretty close actually.
Yeah,
I don't need to.
You're already ready to culture flip, so yeah, that's really good place.
Yeah, and I haven't really spent any resources on the culture flip, so it's basically for free.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you want to go for Ruthenia?
I mean, it could be okay, but maybe it's a bit too greedy to do a double
because
double
I don't
culture
think
flip.
you can swap out of Byzantium afterwards, can you?
No.
No. Because
But I
think
can't-
Ruthenia is much stronger than Byzantium.
Yeah,
Idea-wise,
that
and you get the
Yeah,
Russian.
but you have to punch. You have to punch through Poland, and you also have to fuck with Muscovy, while you have QQ and Timurids here. So you'd make like everyone around you an enemy. So I don't know if that's feasible or not. Ellis Luger, can you mute yourself, please? You're transmitting aircraft noises. Thank you. So yeah, good shit in Hungary.
I want to take a look at his generals though, because I see 2-3 stars.
Yeah, he has good generals because he has decent army tradition, and he also went offensive. So
Yeah, I'm at my power spike right now. I got the discipline as well from National Ideas.
and you have full Elan, and you have Justing tournament. You're ready for the 1v1. I can see why you're pushing for it. I don't think that would be.
I do believe Timmy has to deal with QQ, so that's very unfeasible.
yeah.
Getting the 1v1. Because I think that was why he gave the capital stake.
Yeah, but it's the only one, the way QQ is gonna be able to farm Rom. Because if he does it with
Yeah, but-
Timmy, I'm just
but
gonna
he's-
blockade.
But
well,
he's just
yeah,
gonna...
if you get 100k Timmys, they can walk around.
Yeah,
Only
I have
hold
to
on,
get
let's
access to
Poland
Poland.
ones, yes, of course, but I'm sure Timmy could bribe them with enough, don't you think? They're quite rich.
Well, we'll get to how others are feeling about this situation here in a minute. I think that's about it for Hungary. Doing good. We're gonna see what happens next session. This little jihadi attack.
What he's hoping is a 1v1 with QQ. What will happen is QQ and Timmy is attacking him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 2v1. So, yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, he can just blockade the strait. Then that's.
Yeah, that's blockading the strait and just hoping people don't give access on the other side.
Yeah,
I mean, aren't you Poland?
Yes, I am Poland.
Alright,
well, I guess
we're looking at Poland now. So, how do you feel about that whole situation, Poland? Are you in a mood to give access?
Not if Timmy's attacking. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Timmy helping QQ bully everyone around him.
Well,
he just found a smart one in QQ, found one in Vijay as well, who killed Bengal, so he has free India, free whatever, and he's just bullying everybody else.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Have our answer then.
I'm not at a point to do anything about it yet. I'm trying to rush through my econ ideas. Like, I'm behind because I had to eat Teutonic Order manually and core it manually, and Livonian Order and everything, because the event didn't fire. Somehow the AI, for the first time in ages, managed to stop the event. So I actually had to fight them like in 2005 and eat them.
Yikes.
So I'm a bit more behind on admin ideas, like on the econ ideas, than I would have liked. And yeah, I want to finish econ ASAP and then get to Tech 10 and form my shit.
Yeah, so peace and prosperity is your game for now until you form your shit, I guess. And
yeah, I guess somewhat something like that. It's a pain right now getting Patriarch authority. Like, that has been a problem for me. But I managed to get all of Livonian Order. I got Poland, the Teutonic Order, a bit of Crimea. Like, it's been decent.
Yeah,
just
really good situation at your second on score, so doing really good.
I mean my fucking card spawned on fucking Shayland, so that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anytime, ever.
It is just like a 1k, so it's...
Yeah, I don't really care. ICE is on Moldavia, so...
I don't think ICE is gonna ruin his Diplo over the 1k card either.
I don't know. If he does, that's up to him. He's stronger than me right now, but if he has a session where he fights QQ while I just get to my peak, he won't be stronger. But I'm still willing to give it to him if he wants to int me for it, but I don't think he will.
Again, it's just the 1k, and when like the next card spawn, you'll be able to
like
catch up.
Me and Ice worked pretty good. I let him have Basarabia to have his Cossacks.
Look at that name,
did some
though.
switches for our things.
Fucking Hungarian names.
He went and killed Lithuania and gave me my Cossacks. So yeah, we're fine. We both have places to expand without like inting each other.
Yeah. Good call.
He has to worry about QQ. I have to worry about maybe Brandenburg, JP. Like, I'm hoping me and JP can be peaceful. Usually, when we were placed next to each other, we inted each other.
Alright, let's look at Muscovy, the last player, and then I'm gonna wrap it up.
I was gonna say that Muscovy, I don't know. I assume he wants to fight as well. I don't know what he wants to do. I haven't spoken to him.
Gonna have
so I have to be careful
work
of that flag.
as soon as we're done. So, Muscovy, you're here. What's going on in your country?
Well, I've mostly just been expanding, vassal feeding. Yeah, not really that much more. I don't know. As Poland said, I haven't really done any diplomatism, but I haven't really got any allies, sadly, because people seem to be very against that. But I do think I've managed to grow in quite a decent amount.
Yeah. Really, really well.
Other than that, I fixed my tech issue as well.
I like the belt of vessels you built around yourself. It looks really nice on the on the map that I made.
Beautiful. Other than that, the Timmies are also definitely not proven themselves to be friendly by I think Vassalos in Cossack, which is
yeah, that's
just
gonna
very
be a problem for you later on. So you
It will be, but I do think the Timmies might be overextending who they make enemies. But I suppose we'll see.
Second idea group for you?
Well, I don't really know. I've been thinking of either eco or religious, but at this point I'm not really sure which one.
I would definitely say econ, because you're gonna get enough missionary strength through patriarchal authority to convert the hordes by the time you need it. Basically, until you get the Russia formation, you should just be attacking the hordes and either vassal feeding, or you just attack them, peace out for money and power projection, and just growing your nation that way instead of just taking land. Because again, for Muscovy, it's going to be a problem because you're already over your.
Yeah, it's
capacity.
quite horrible, but.
But yeah, when you form Russia, all of that goes away, and by the time you form Russia, you want to make sure you have high missionary strength, so that you can just like start rolling the hordes and converting. Yeah. I think if you get to like 50, 60, you're good to start taking over the hordes. I'm pretty sure that should be, yeah, you're already on the verge. So like at 40 even, you should be able to start converting with the edicts. Yeah, just don't forget about the missionary edicts.
I do believe I can consecrate a lot more metropolitans when I annex my vassals, so that would also help a lot. We're just getting a bunch, but that will be a while. As you said, the governing capacity is quite horrible.
Yeah, so time like vassal integrating Belozhoro and Ryazan and Pskov when you get the Russia formation, and you should be good. For now, like you're very strong. And
yeah, not as strong as I'd like to be there.
I think you're in a very good position. I just worry about the fort line because it looks like you left it at default. Actually,
I have built a fort in Vladimir, but yeah. Now I'm mostly focused on building buildings to get my eco stronger because I always feel like Russia's fall behind on that. But yeah.
Yeah, very good econ though. And yeah, decent buildings too. Good shit, good shit. What's happening with your Diplo, other than Poland?
Well, my Diplo, I've tried to contact a bunch of people, but everyone's really uncertain whether they want to ally me or not. As I said, I did have a Sweden, but you can see Sweden did not really work out.
Yeah.
Might be a good vassal.
Fuck off, fuck off.
Lovely.
Wow.
Oof. At least I got Viborg from the Livonian Order of all people, but no diplomatic. No, we'll see. A lot of people just say it depends, so I guess I can say that as well. It just depends who wants to ally me. Currently, I have a lot to eat, and I feel like I have to be fast on the hordes. Otherwise, Timurids will just block me out.
I was gonna
and
say,
I would not like that.
I was gonna say, like my advice that I previously said, it doesn't really work with Timurids doing this, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I expected to be a bit more friendly with the Timmies, especially after he said, when I diploed him, he said, I won't go north, but I suppose that's just...
Yeah, I don't think that's the plan anymore. That's pretty much all of Samarkand and some of Siberia.
Yeah. No, we will...
Even though...
I don't want to be outright aggressive towards him, though, because he is definitely the number one.
Yeah.
And I'm quite scared of him. That is definitely going to get me killed, but if he's got his eyes set on me, I'm dead anyways. Because, well, yeah, no, there's not a lot of people, because especially with QQ Steel, I won't be able to, you know, get that really easily. Yeah. Any people want to kill him, and India's pretty much dead, so...
Got an easy victory card. I think you're like one of the two people that got an easy one. And
well, can I just ask, why is victory card important? Is that just...
Well, we play for score somewhat, like you get special title and all that shit, you know, and a lot of people go for the score. You don't have to, but...
So that's how you get the fucking season winner then?
Yeah, you get top score.
Cool. Well, I doubt I'll do that, but...
It just spices up the campaign a little bit, because if you don't play with victory cards, people can just huckbox the entire game long, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a great Muscovy player, I'll admit, because I think my last real Muscovy game was when I had just started the game, so yeah, I am quite new to Muscovy, but it's quite a lot of fun, I'd say.
Alright, that would be about it. I'll see you lot next time.